Hello, today we are going to discuss various ethical theories, which is in our GS4 paper, Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude. Okay, so while coming to ethical theories, these are basically divided into two parts. The first one is consequentialist. As you know the name consequentialist, they locate the morality in the consequence of the act. Okay, for example, if I say do not lie, okay, so lying is ethically wrong. But if somebody says ki I want to lie and I want to steal and then I want to take that money and distribute it to the deprived sections of the society, so I am doing it for the greater good, so they will see the end goal perspective in this. Whereas the other approach is of non-consequentialists. Okay, non-consequentialist, when what do? They will say that morality is located not only in the end but also in the means. आपका जो तरीका है वो भी सही होना चाहिए, right? Now let's get into detail of first what are consequentialists. Okay, for example, another, let me give you here about Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose, the ultimate aim for him was to get freedom. He was not looking at the means to get the freedom. Whereas when we take the example of Mahatma Gandhi, what Mahatma Gandhi said, the means should be equally pure as the ends. So that is the approach of non-consequentialist. Is it clear? Consequentialist locates the morality in the consequence of the act. Okay. Now further, consequentialists are divided into two types. Okay. The first one which we study here is teleological approach or teleologist. Okay. And the second one which we discuss here is utilitarianism. Okay. So now again, when I'm discussing about teleological approach, now here I will give you the example of Aristotle. Aristotle बोलता है कि एक क्लास में अगर मुझे फ्लूट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करनी है लोगों पे, तो मैं उसको फ्लूट दूंगी जो सबसे अच्छा फ्लूट प्लेयर है. I will not distribute the flute equally, which is anti of the social justice scenario given by the John Rawls or the affirmative actions in our today's scenario reservation system. Okay, again I'll come here. Teleological approach is based on the word teleos. Teleos is derived from the word the end purpose. Is it clear? अगर मैं एरिस्टोटल के टाइम पे जाऊं और मैं बोलूं कि मुझे रिजर्वेशन सिस्टम देना है, तो एरिस्टोटल विल बी लाइक नो, the person with the greatest merit has to get the seat. That's why they were in favor of aristocracy, right? Now again, when I'm talking about the utilitarianist over here, they will locate the morality in the consequence of the act, end purpose, उसकी क्या utility है चीजों की, उसमें करेगा. Two famous philosophers here in utilitarianism have been discussed. The first one is John Stuart Mill, and the second one is Jeremy Bentham. So what are they talking about? What is utilitarianism? What is the principle of the basis of utilitarianism? Utilitarianism is based on the principle of maximum good for maximum number of people and for minimizing the pain. You understand? For example, let me give you example of utilitarianism. जैसे COVID-19 pandemic आया था. So what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic? It was made compulsory that you have to vaccinate. Government had forced it. It had made it mandatory to get the vaccination done. Why? Because it was for the greater good of the greater number of people, greater happiness. So that is the utilitarianist approach here. Okay. In utilitarianist, we see the two people here, which I was just discussing, John Stuart Mill and another one, Jeremy Bentham. Yes. So while I was discussing the John Stuart Mill, recently there's a famous YouTuber, I'll not take a name, okay? That person has given some obscene comments. And that person has very well received national award from our Prime Minister, okay? So in this, why I'm taking that case study? Because here we see Mill talks about two types of actions. The first is self-harming actions, okay? And the other one is others harming action. अब UPSC आपसे क्या क्वेश्चन पूछेगा? Whatever is going on in the current scenario, right? So use of social media, कितना होना चाहिए, क्या होना चाहिए, the content influencers. So that guy who gave some obscene comments, that case study comes under this part, others harming action, right? What John Stuart Mill has given. How? Because whatever he is saying, children are listening, people below 18 years are listening. So what happens? Psychologically, it is impacting a lot of people and creating disharmony in the society, right? In our social fabric. So that's coming in the other harming action. So how you have to correlate कि कौन सी ethical theory किससे correlate होगी? Similarly, this you have to do in the case studies also. कि whenever there is a scenario कि subsidy देनी है, so you will put up a case study according to Kant. This will be according to consequentialist. This will be the approach. Utilitarianist होते तो ये approach follow किया जाता. That gives you the validity and extra edge plus 2 marks in every case study. Okay. So now coming back to this, we were discussing about the utilitarianist. Now let me tell you one more example here. During the time of World War II, when we see there's this movie, Imitation Game. How many of you have seen this movie Imitation Game? जो World War II के time पे आई थी. Okay, only one student here. So in this movie, what happens कि World War II में क्या होता है कि Germans have made a very beautiful device which is known as Enigma. Okay, now this is encrypted. इसको करना है decrypt because Hitler is getting very powerful. Alan Turing is hired at that point of time to decrypt Enigma. So what he does decrypts this Enigma of Germans, but what he does, he tries to give only selective information. He does not give all the information to the people. Now why? What will be the consequence? Just think about that. And similarly, the guy who was on the team of Alan Turing, जो Alan Turing के साथ काम कर रहा था decryption में, जिस उसी बंदे का एक brother was in the ship. So Germans were about to attack the Britishers at that point of time. But what did Alan Turing chose? Not to give the complete information. Why? Had he given the complete information, Germans would have known कि उनका कोड ब्रेक कर दिया गया है और उससे क्या होता? Greater number of lives impact होती. Right? What would happen? The destruction of life and property would have been more in World War II. So for the greater good, for the greater purpose, they hid the information. Now, Gandhi ji or the Kant, which we will discuss here further in non-consequentialist, वो बोलेंगे कि अप्रोच गलत है क्योंकि आपका मीन्स ही गलत है. आपने यहाँ पे झूठ बोला. To lie is a wrong here. Is it clear? The consequentialist part is clear. Consequentialist part is clear. What did we discuss in consequence? Locating morality in the consequence of the act. Two types, two divisions. Teleological perspective. Teleological perspective comes from the word teleos, right? Let me give you more information about teleos. When I'm talking about the teleological perspective here of Aristotle, I will discuss the word eudaimonia. Now, what is this eudaimonia? Eudaimonia means flourishing happiness, right? What is the end purpose of human life? That is eudaimonia. Yes.
Well, can we discuss the relevancy of teleological approach in post-COVID times?
Yes, we can discuss various packages which government is giving. If I say in Uttarakhand state, there was this exam and the children whose parents have died in COVID, post-COVID, they have been given extra reservation system. Now, Aristotle will argue in this. Why are you giving the extra reservation system? only the best person should get the best flute, only the people should be selected on the base of meritocracy. But what we are doing, सब लोगों की रेस एक लाइन से नहीं स्टार्ट होती है ना. Why are we giving the reservation? I'll take it, I'll connect it, a parallel analogy why we are having a reservation system to this. क्योंकि somebody is starting a race from here, somebody is starting a race from here, somebody is starting a race from here, and somebody is starting a race from here. Why? Because of the social and historical justice which has been done on SC and STs, right? So what we are doing, why we are giving this affirmative action, why we are giving this reservation system based on John Roll? We are trying to bring them on the same level. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, yes, we have done that. Swanidhi Yojana, we have done for the street vendors over there, right? We have done Smile Yojana for the transgenders, right? So all these Yojana which we are doing in India, this is based on what? Why we are doing all this? Because we have a Fabian socialism, right? So that's how I will relate it to the teleological. End goal हमारा क्या होना चाहिए? Right. So that's a debate. What is the end purpose? We don't go through the means, right? So what are you asking here?
I'm asking, I'm just saying, can we relate all these examples with teleology?
Yes, definitely we can relate it to utilitarianist or the consequentialist, जो bigger circle है Venn diagram में. Why not? Yes, absolutely. All this is coming in the consequentialist approach because teleological and utilitarianist are part of this only, right? Consequentialist approach, what is the consequence? Consequence क्या है? हम AI को क्यों ला रहे हैं? हम उसको limited use करेंगे, पर हम AI को क्यों ला रहे हैं? To make our work easier. Although World Bank has already given a report कि automation हो जाएगा तो jobs चली जाएंगी, but then people are reskilling, right? No matter what, machines can't replace humans. There is a question in ethical, there is a dilemma in ethics also. We are getting we are digressing from the topic, but let's just wind this up here. That kind of emotional intelligence which humans have, machines can't have. Right. Okay, so let's move forward.
There is one more question.
Okay.
Is there some intersection point between utilitarian approach and a teleological approach?
Yes. There is an intersection in the part that both are looking at the ends. Both are not looking at the means. But there is a little bit of difference where teleological is only going towards the end purpose. Here, my end has to be this. That has to be eudaimonia or the flourishing happiness or the flute has to be given to the best person over here. But what utilitarianists are doing, they are increasing your happiness, they are increasing your pleasure and they are minimizing your pain. किसी भी चीज की utility क्या है? They are looking at that part. Right? Is it clear?
Yes.
Another thing which we were discussing here was the non-consequentialist approach. UPSC has asked a lot of questions from here. It is one of the most famous part here. We discuss here is about Kant. What is non-consequentialist? You must have heard Kant, and you correlated with Gandhi that the means should be pure as the ends, right? So let's see this. So non-consequentialists, we can say them, non-consequentialists, we can also say them deontologist, majorly. And deontologist, the word deontology has been derived from the word deontos, which means duty. So what happened prior to all these ethical theories, what was happening before Renaissance or 18th century? We were following a divine command theory. What is good or what is bad कैसे decide हो रहा था? It was based on religion. For example, there were various social hierarchies, there were various kind of slavery which was accepted in various parts of religion, right? What was happening? There was no harmony, right? So what happened? That's why various ethical theories have developed over here. And what is the basis of this various ethical theories which we are discussing here? What is the basis of all these ethical theories? It is human intellect or the reasoning capacity of the human being, not religion. This is not based on religion. This is to be noted here. जो religion पे based थी वो कौन सी थी? Divine command theories. उसके बाद क्या आई? Something which is based on human intellect, right? Coming back to non-consequentialist locates morality not only in the end but also in the means to the end. ठीक है, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने एक एग्जाम्पल डिस्कस किया था जिसमें मैं बात कर रही थी कि suppose I have to distribute some amount, I have to steal. Okay, if I say that I am stealing some money because I have to distribute it to the poor section of the society, right? But my end purpose is good, I'm trying to help the people, but my means, मेरा जो रास्ता है, my means are not justified here if I do that, right? So what happens here? The means have to be justified along with the ends. जैसे कि नॉन कॉपरेशन मूवमेंट हुआ था. What happened in non-cooperation movement? Mahatma Gandhi immediately, what happened? Chora Chori happened 1921. Everybody knows that in Gorakhpur Chora Chori incident happened. Few of this police station was burned down. So what did Mahatma Gandhi did? He took back the movement, right? Why? Because it was based on violence, because the means were not pure as the ends. Is it clear? So okay, coming here again, I will discuss a few more things here in deontology, coming to Kant, and we will relate it to Nishkam Karma of Gita. ठीक है, information overload तो नहीं हो रहा है for him, is it? Getting some idea?
Can you ask?
You can ask some question wherever it's not clear, right? Okay, so when I'm discussing deontology here, so अभी क्या होगा कि Kant has given two types of, one is the hypothetical imperative, which is based on if and but. If you are going to study CSAT very well, under the guidance, you are going to crack the exam. If and but, right? If you will practice, if you will work hard, you will get success in UPSC civil services examinations. But what is a categorical imperative here, which we will use in UPSC case studies a lot? Categorical imperative, first thing, they are the universal obligation. When I'm talking about the word universal अगर मैं बोलूं, जैसे मैं बोलूं to lie is wrong, क्योंकि वो universally lie, it will set a bad precedent in the society. To steal is wrong because universally that is setting a bad precedent in the society. So it is a categorical imperative or a universal obligation not to lie and not to steal. This is the first part of categorical imperative without ifs and buts. The second part of categorical imperative is to treat humanity not end in themselves, rather as means to the ends. This is various time they ask. Okay, is it clear कि हम किसी को सिर्फ एक जरिया ना मान के we treat them respectfully as the means as equally to the ends. Is it clear here? So let me give you a few examples here of this theory. We have already discussed Gandhiji. In the case of, have you seen that movie Dark Knight? What happens in Dark Knight? Dark Knight में Batman in the end what he does, वो जोकर को ऐसे लटका के रखता है, right? What he does, he could kill the Joker, but what he does, he just ties him up और वो wait करता है कि पुलिस वाले आएंगे और what they will do, they will whatever justice they want to do with him, they will do. But what he does not kill because that was a universal obligation to not kill, and he followed his categorical imperative or his duty to not kill. Is it clear? अभी मैं बात करूं कि आप कहीं पे SDM posted है, right? And then you have a duty, you have a categorical imperative कि there are certain kind of schemes कि आपको किसी को you have to provide them certain schemes. There's an old lady who is coming to you and she has not proper documentation. Now the question comes, will you tweak the rules or not? What happens if every officer starts tweaking the rules? If every officer goes against his duty and does not stick to the duty, then what will happen? That is going to create a lot of chaos. Now there comes the use of emotional intelligence जो हमारे सिलेबस में है, गिवन बाय डेनियल गोल्डमैन। देखिए एथिक्स के पेपर में सबसे एसेंशियल है दैट यू अंडरस्टैंड द की वर्ड वेरी प्रॉपरली. It is very simple, and these case study, all these theories will be applied in your case study. Now this is going to fetch you marks. I hope both of the theories are clear, consequentialist and non-consequentialist. Further you can relate non-consequentialist or deontological theory to Nishkam Karma of Gita, Bhagavad Gita. What happens? We all know in Kurukshetra there was Mahabharat going on. Arjun को obligation क्या था? As a warrior, as a Kshatriya at that point of time, he had to go and fight the war. But he also had an obligation of looking after his brothers. क्योंकि Kaurav, Pandavs all were his kins only. Then he had a moral obligation towards his guru also. He had to kill his guru also. But first duty क्या थी? जब आप civil servant होंगे तो आपकी सबसे पहली duty क्या होगी? Against your personal inclination, to be a civil servant, to follow your duty for the duty's sake. Now Kant has used this word, duties for the duty's sake. So what Arjun did? उन्होंने धनुष उठाया अपना and he fought the war and got victorious. Is it clear? He followed his duty. This is how Krishna justified it. So that is what his duty or the deontological perspective. Right? You have to do it with a very detached attitude. Now, as I have just given you example, there's an old lady who will be coming to you when you are posted as a SDM somewhere. You will get very emotional. Oh God, I want to help her. But you have to follow certain kinds of duties. You have to follow certain rules and regulations and then make arrangements for her. Is it clear? So I hope both the theories are clear. We will continue further in another class. Thank you.